Hey guys, it's Emily, founder of The Honest Consumer, and I'm really excited to introduce this new video series called Sustainable Swaps. And this series I'm going to be swapping out certain items in my lifestyle and showing everyone that, these simple swaps do make a difference and that it's all about progress over perfection. I am an ethical and sustainable lifestyle blogger, and I still am learning, and there's some sustainable swaps that aren't applicable or don't work well in my lifestyle, and that's okay. You have to kind of pick and do whatever you can, and everyone's journey is different, and so that's kind of what this series is going to show. And so this week I've got a goal to not use any plastic bags, and I think that typically we are somewhat conscious of the plastic we use in our house. We don't buy like plastic wrap, but we do have plastic bags in our house just like on hand. And so I cook a decent amount and I save like all the leftovers. Like I save leftover everything, and Jake makes fun of me because I will eat leftovers for breakfast. I love leftovers. So saving food, I think, is really going to impact this challenge, because a lot of times I'll run out of our glass containers, or we have had beeswax wrap in the past, and running out of that has been a problem for me. So I'm gonna document that this week, and our sponsor for this video is EarthHero. They're in a super awesome, eco-friendly online marketplace, and they've hooked me up with some really great alternatives to plastic bags, plastic cling wrap, and so I'm going to share some of those with you right now, and then I'm going to document my experience over the week and how these items work for me, and what I'm going to keep in my lifestyle, what products maybe didn't work for my lifestyle, and just kind of show you guys what that looks like for me. So let's get started here. So EarthHero has provided some stasher bags here, and I actually do have, like I said, I've used some of these products before, some of these are new to me. So I have had, we have a couple of these larger size stasher bags, and we love them because they can go in the dishwasher, they're reusable, they're just really easy, really great. But the problem is we've only had a couple, and so again, that problem of I save all my leftover food and I run out of that kind of storage. So I'm hoping that kind of these extra plus the ones we already have, it's gonna kind of help minimize me reaching for plastic bags, running out of glass containers, running out of stasher bags, all that. So yeah, stasher bags are great. I can already attest to that. And then beeswax wrap, we also have a little bit of this in our house. I do use this pretty frequently for produce, occasionally cheese type stuff. It's great for covering bowls, but it's a great alternative to plastic wrap, plastic bags, because you can fold it over the food, and it kind of the warmth of your hand kind of warms up the material and it folds to itself. So this is great. And I'm really excited because EarthHero sent me a variety pack of different sizes that I can try out for saving different foods. So that's going to be really awesome. And the next two products I have not actually tried, so I'm really excited to try these out. So these are reusable silicone food savers. So let's see if it'll focus, but you can put these little lid type of things on the ends of onions and different produce items so that they will save and stay fresh. So I'm actually really excited to try these because there's a bunch of different sizes, and there's 5 different pieces in here. And so like I said, I have this problem of running out of food storage because I'm saving everything. And so I think because there's a lot of different sizes, that this is going to really help me. And okay, sometimes I reach for that plastic bag when I just need to store an onion or something, and that's a waste because the onion doesn't take up the whole plastic bag. And so I hope that this is really going to help me with that kind of problem. And then this one, so I did open it and I used a couple of these earlier this week, but I'm really excited about these because they are compostable sealable baggies. So take one out here. So like it looks just like a plastic bag. It opens, it has that little like feature that closes like a plastic bag, but these are compostable. So I'm really excited to see how these store food and leftovers. So those are all the products that I'm going to be trying, and I'm going to kind of follow up with you at the end of each day, tell you what I've made and how I stored my leftovers, and then at the end I'm going to kind of reflect on what I felt like worked for me and what didn't, and that's going to be our sustainable swap for plastic bags and plastic wrap. Hey guys, just checking in here after the first day of trying to go plastic free and saving our leftovers. And so I wanted to show you what we kind of ended up with. Yesterday we ate just some like fruit and eggs for breakfast, really simple, no leftovers. For lunch I made a spinach salad, and I did end up saving the spinach in one of the compostable baggies, and I put some quinoa in this salad, which I ended up saving in the one of our glass containers. And then for dinner I made this lemon rosemary chicken. We ate all of the chicken, and then I made it with a salad that had spinach and cucumber and beets. And so I actually ended up using the spinach that I'd saved from lunch, and I felt like it got like really soggy in between lunch and dinner time, and like maybe that was the quality of the spinach that I bought, but it also might have been from the compostable bag. I'm not really sure. Checking on it again today because you know, this like 24 hours after I put it in this bag, I think that it has held up the quality pretty well. So, you know, it did get a little moist, this bag, but like it's definitely totally still edible and everything. So this bag is going okay. And then the beets and the cucumber, I stored the beets in the stasher bag, and this is like going well, you know, they all fit everything. I actually tried to use one of the lids, the silicone lids on the cucumber, but it was too thin, and so I am using the beeswax wrap. Oh, say hi. Dio likes the beeswax wrap. Are you a fan of that? Also had some edamame left over from the salad as well. So I have this container that like for some reason we don't have a lid to, and so I put it in here and then covered it with beeswax wrap. Dio, what are you doing? Just checking in after day 2. So this morning we had some eggs and some fruit again, so we didn't really have any leftovers, and that was kind of like a brunch type of thing, so I didn't really make a lunch. And then for dinner I made pork tacos, and so it was like a crock pot type of thing, just kind of like just dumping everything in, but I did have part of a leftover onion, and I got to use the silicone lid for the first time, and I actually really like it. I made the tacos a few hours ago, and like it seems to be holding its freshness well so far, so I'll keep you updated on that. But it fit perfectly, it seems really secure, and so yeah, those, we didn't really have too many leftovers today, but we again did not use plastic baggies today. Hey guys, it's Emily, and just following up on day 3 of my storing food challenge without plastic. And today we didn't really have that many leftovers because I ate cereal for breakfast, we had frozen dinners for lunch, and then I made lasagna for dinner. which that was pretty easy to just like put away in a glass container. But I am like pretty much out of glass containers now, so we're kind of getting down to like, let's see, I've got one stasher bag left, and I just cleaned off one of my beeswax wraps, so I have 2 beeswax wraps that are free, and then I still have some of the compostable bags, and I do have most of my food huggers free as well for the leftovers for the rest of the challenge. So I showed you yesterday how I put the food hugger on the onion here. Still really fresh. It still like smells so strong it'll make me cry. So yeah, I'm really impressed with that actually. I was concerned that like it would cause it to dry out or anything, but it worked really well, and I think it fits over securely. And so I will follow up with you with our food storage for day 4. Hey guys, it's Emily, just tuning in after day 4 of the food storage challenge here to show you kind of what my food storage was for today. So for breakfast I had a smoothie. It was really quick. It was frozen fruit, so there weren't really any leftovers. For lunch we had grilled cheese, so I stored the bread, because sourdough bread, so it's kind of like weird thickness, and so I stored it in one of the compostable bags, so we'll see if this keeps it fresh or not. I also stored the cheese in some beeswax wrap. I forgot to pull that out, and then I made a salad to go along with our grilled cheese, and so I had some leftover cucumber and lemon, and I used the food huggers for that. I'm really impressed with these still. As I showed you, I stored that onion a few days ago and it's still fresh. And then for dinner we had tacos, and so we had some leftover tomatoes that I stored in one of these stasher bags, and then we ate the taco meat. So the veggies we ate some avocado, but the tomatoes were our main leftovers from dinner. So I will tune in tomorrow for day 5. Hey guys, it's Emily tuning back in for the last day of the food storage challenge, and I wanted to show you what we had for our leftovers today. I made a like veggie egg scramble thing for breakfast this morning with hash browns and some vegetables in it, and I actually put the hash browns, we had some leftovers like the frozen hash browns, so I put those in a stasher bag because I've used stasher bags before in the freezer and they do really well. So these are awesome. I also used some of the leftover onion that I stored the other day, and this little food hugger works really well. It was still just like super fresh even a couple days after putting this on, so that was great. I'm interested to see how long this onion stays fresh with this on. And yeah, those were our leftovers from breakfast. We also had some bread, and I think that the compostable bag is actually doing a decent job of keeping the bread fresh, because you know, I tried it with spinach and I was like a little iffy with it, but I think the bread is doing a little better, so that's good to know. I think you just kind of have to try out and see what works with storing the different kinds of food, the produce, the breads, like all that kind of stuff. And then for lunch I just had leftover lasagna, which I saved from a few days ago. And for dinner we had spaghetti and spinach. And like I said, I wasn't too sure about the compostable bags and with the spinach, and so I just kind of like threw one of our chip clip things on the bag, and that usually works. That's what I usually do. That usually keeps it for a few days, so that's what I did there. And as far as the other leftovers that I've stored throughout the week, the beets and the tomatoes are still doing great in the stasher bag. I finished off the cucumber that I stored with a food hugger the other day, and that was still really fresh. I've got some more of the lemons that I've been using in the food huggers. That's been going really well. The beeswax wrap kept the cheese fresh for a few days, which was awesome, until I used it again. I used it in the scramble this morning actually. So overall, I'm really pleased with how this challenge went, and I think that really it has made me be more aware of how much plastic our food comes in, because I felt like I didn't really have too much trouble storing the food, just because I did have all these different products to use. But like whenever I was eating snacks throughout the day, like strawberries or crackers or like whatever, I was just like very conscious of like, okay, I don't have to store this because it's already in plastic, like it came in plastic. And so I think that that was kind of more of a revelation for me, just like always being conscious of how am I gonna have to store my food and what am I gonna have to store, and being aware that like so much comes in plastic, and so you don't necessarily need to restore that. But it's just like crazy to think that, you know, when we go to the grocery store, these are the options that we kind of have. And you know, grocery shopping completely plastic free, I think would be really, really challenging. Maybe that's something I'll try in the future for a video. But so yeah, I just think that, you know, making less plastic food storage available in the grocery store, that would be really, really cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep all these products within my food storage routine and kind of continue to test them out with, you know, different produce, different types of food, to kind of master my food storage skills. So thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure, and I've linked all the products, so if you're interested in, you know, trying out one of these products, give it a go, because every little step makes a difference. And I know that like I've got a lot here. I have the stasher bags, the food huggers, the compostable bags, beeswax wrap. I also had my own glass containers. I had some of my own beeswax wrap, and like that's a lot. Like you don't have to go out and buy all of that to start your like conscious kitchen, but maybe just pick one item and like start swapping out the plastic bags or the plastic cling wrap and see how that goes, and over time build up those sustainable swaps in your kitchen. And it's all about progress over perfection, so don't beat yourself up if like you reach for the plastic bag or you don't do it correctly all the time, because I don't even do it correctly all the time, and I'm someone that tries to be pretty conscious. So thanks for tuning in, and if you give any of these products a try, definitely let me know. Thank you to our sponsor, EarthHero.